As a child raccoon, Rocket is a guinea pig for the High Transformative to make a counter-Earth populated by human creatures. He becomes companions with Lila, Teefs, and Floor, three of the Great Developmental's other guinea pigs. Rocket shows knowledge and fitness past different creatures and derives the defect in the anthropomorphization cycle, maddening the High Transformative. They later discover that they won't be essential for the new Earth after the High Developmental idealizes the recipe to humanize. At the point when the High Transformative suspects a departure endeavor, he kills Lila, Teefs, and Floor, incensing Rocket, who hammers him and breaks. Years after the fact, the Watchmen of the world have laid out their base camp on a reconstructed nowhere. The night in the wake of getting comfortable, they are gone after by Adam Warlock, a super-controlled being made out of vengeance by his mom, the ruler of the Sovereign, Aisha, for beforehand taking from her kin. They are requested to carry Rocket to the High Developmental, who has become fixated on recovering his subject to confine and imitating Rocket's acumen. During the battle, Rocket is genuinely harmed, leaving the Watchman unfit to keep an eye on his injuries due to a kill switch implanted in him. The group resolved to make a trip to the Orgoscope, base camp of the Great Transformatives organization Orgocorp, with expectations of finding a supersede code. With the help of the Ravagers and a hesitant 2014 Gamora, the Gatekeepers invade Orgosphere and recover Rocket's record. In any case, they are gone after by Orgosphere's Watchmen, scarcely getting away from after Peter Plume remotely actuates the Gatekeepers' suit stream packs. They derive that Thiel, one of the Great Developmental's researchers, may have the abrogate code put away in his memory and choose to find him. The group visits Counter-Earth against Gamora's recommendation, trailed by Aisha and Adam. With assistance from a group of bat-like humanoids, Plume, Cloud, and Groot follow Thiel to the High Transformative's boat, while Drax and Mantis stay with Gamora and Rocket. Plume and Groot load up the High Developmental's boat, abandoning Cloud. Mantis reluctantly goes with Drax to the High Developmental's boat, which starts to send off with Plume and Groot caught ready, a cycle that likewise obliterates Counter-Earth. Gamora stays with Rocket, yet is gone after by a pig fighter sent by the High Transformative, what herself's identity is, killed when Warlock shows up searching for Rocket. Gamora overwhelms Adam and dispatches the Gatekeeper's boat. Plume and Groot effectively rout the High Developmental's powers and kill Thiel, leaping off with him and recovering his memory before Gamora meets them. In the meantime, accepting Plume and Groot are still ready, Cloud, Mantis, and Drax load up the High Developmental's boat to protect them, and a debilitated Adam detects that his mom is in harm's way, however is past the point where it is possible to save her. On the Watchman's boat, Rocket level lines and has a brush with death, where he is met by Lila, Teefs, and Floor, who let him know that his time has not yet proceeded. Plume effectively executes the supersede code and resuscitates him. Mantis, Cloud, and Drax go over swarms of detained kids on the High Developmental's boat prior to being caught themselves and set in a chamber with obelisks. Mantis can convince the obelisks to favor them, and the three break the chamber prior to rejoining with the Gatekeepers and overwhelming the High Transformative's military. Kraglin and Cosmo show up in nowhere, which Cosmo associates with the High Developmental's boat with the assistance of Cloud and Kraglin, through her powers of supernatural power permitting them to free the caught youngsters. Rocket finds a litter of child raccoons and other guinea pig creatures, however is gone after by an insane High Developmental while endeavoring to free them prior to being protected by the Watchmen. The High Transformative is left to die on his boat, while the creatures are safeguarded and board nowhere alongside the majority of the Watchmen. After Cosmo can't keep the boats intact for quite some time for him to load up, Plume scarcely evades, starting to freeze in space prior to being safeguarded by Adam. The Watchmen choose to disband. Plume gives the position of skipper of the Watchmen upon Rocket prior to leaving for Earth. Mantis leaves on an excursion of self-revelation with the obelisks. Gamora reunites with the Ravagers. Cloud and Drax stay on nowhere to bring up the safeguarded kids. In a mid-credits scene, Commander Rocket is seen driving the new Gatekeepers of the system, made out of a completely developed Groot, Adam, Cosmo, Phyla-Vell, Kraglin, and Blurp as they set up another mission. In a post-credits scene, Plume reconnects with his granddad,